And where do you want me to look? At the camera or at you or? Okay. On Friday at 9 p.m. at the Lake Travis High School cafeteria, my band Athens versus Sparta is going to play for 2,500 Texas high school kids.
I know the words, if you know the tune to a verse, from Children of Hercules.
The 2010 convention of the Texas State Junior Classical League. We had a performance here about 6 months ago, and one of the teachers who is coordinating this convention approached and said that the high school kids might enjoy the performance.
Yes, I will confess my dirty secret on camera. I teach Latin, and I've never attended the State Latin Convention, and I'm hosting it now.
They said normally they do a dance, but these junior classical leaguers weren't really hip to dancing so much, so they're going to try something different this year. Totally change the ending. Just go, you know, the Athenians found another army, beat the Spartans, and established an empire that lasted 1,000 years.
This belief is not without its grounds. The preparations of both the combatants were in every department of velocity and perfection.
There's 7 of us that perform this album. There's Ken Webster, the narrator, Kevin Higginbotham, the singer, and then Cliff Brown's a bass player. My brother, Jamie, is the drummer, and Creston Funk is the other guitar player. And then there's Evan Jacobs, who's the keyboard player. I started the idea to have a full album about the Peloponnesian War started about 4 years ago, and I spent the last 4 years finishing it. Balance of our allied city-state, you must think. Hercules is so wise he could never miscalculate. Are you putting that on? Well, we're trying to keep this stuff out here because we're barely going to be able to fit just the humans. They wanted to find a place for us to play, and they first thought about their indoor football practice room, which is just a sort of a metal warehouse, which would have been really terrible. It would have not sounded good and been difficult. And I asked if there was somewhere else that they had, and they said, well, there's a cafeteria. And I thought, well, you know, it's got to be better than this metal football room. And it really was. It was, you know, it was like acoustically designed, I guess, to keep the kids at lunch, you know, from being too loud.
Yeah, it's gonna look good.
Yeah. It actually looks like we have a lot of stage.
It looks like the stage. That's what I was just gonna say. It looks like the stage. Looks like we have like 5 feet extra on each side. It's just a myth.
Yeah, total myth. All right. It's actually sort of designed almost like an amphitheater, sort of in a wedge shape, and has this little balcony, and there's this raised area where we're gonna play. So it's a really, you know, could turn out being better than the theater even, but it does present some challenges because we have to create a stage right there in the cafeteria, and it's going to be about 7 or 8 feet high, so it's pretty high up. So I really hoping no one falls off the stage. Check out how interested they are in this. I don't know what the Latin word for totally ambivalent is. Set up, I struggled with whether to sell anything. Like, I don't, you know, that's really not the focus of the project, to sell stuff. I got these columns that I've hired this a couple ladies to make for me these yellow Greek columns.
As far as the columns, did you make sure to get the measurements right, not do a Spinal Tap moment?
Man, if I learned anything from that movie, it was the difference between feet and inches.
What do you think?
Beautiful. Much better than the no columns that were very likely to have happened. There's 3 of them, and they're black lights, right? So they'll light up.
Oh, that's cool.
Crazy black light.
You can't do that in the wind.
This is top 10 season, so go out and see Rosie for her Christmas show. And then, this is an interesting one, Athens versus Sparta.
Yeah, what is this?
It is a spoken word compact disc about Athens versus Sparta, the Peloponnesian War. So it's not music.
It sounds dumb.
I was surprised. I was surprised that a professional, right? I mean, I wasn't surprised that someone would think it sounds dumb, but I was surprised that a professional would let it out.
It sounds dumb.
That was pretty funny. I mean, that was one of the, to have Fox News or Fox Channel call your project dumb, that's kind of something that proves that it's not dumb, I think.
We're so excited! Athens versus Sparta!
I came to see this band. They're my favorite.
We're excited! We want to be here for that. That's all we want to be here for.
That's good.
All right, is that good? Is that okay?
It's not mandatory for them to be there, so it could be just the 8 of us.
You gotta put that in the set, right?
What's that?
Sweet Child of Mine.
Man.
Am I right? So what are your thoughts on the show, Krusty?
What was the name of Kitty Russell's saloon on Gunsmoke?
I'm just playing a little Trivial Pursuit. Want to get in?
What U.S. battleship remained in commission after being sunk?
Wow. It's been a while since I've been in high school, because I'm older. I'm an older guy.
Thucydides, an Athenian, wrote the history of the war between the Peloponnesians and the Athenians, beginning at the moment it broke out, and believing that it would be a great war and more worthy of relation than any that had preceded it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
The show was ridiculous. I've never seen anything crazier.
She was crazy.
Oh my god.
Really, really awesome, CD. Got that signed there by the band and the narrator. Really cool stuff. Can't wait to hear it, listen to the whole thing.
Better than a regular concert.
I loved it so much. It was just amazing. Yeah, I liked them. I really liked them. They were awesome.
Cliff Brown on bass, Jamie Rodman on drums, Evan Jacobs on keyboard, Ken Webster is Thucydides, Kevin Higginbotham lead vocals. I'm Charlie Rubin. Thank you guys. That was a lot of fun.
The Thebans took the city by surprise. They had control until the very next night, when the Plataeans rallied on the roof. They yelled, "You won't get out alive." Don't underestimate the dark, narrow alleys of a boring city-state. A traitor lets you in, but you can't hold our city with 300 men.